Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Apex Online Racing Ferrari Ford Challenge Cup, rounds 17 and 18 here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve at Montreal, Canada. My name's King-Kodiak and I will be your commentator throughout this evening, guys, alongside the gorgeously delicious Mr. McFillan.
Thank you once again for that intro. I enjoyed it very much. I look forward to it every week. Makes me feel better.
I try my best. Right, we are 5 minutes to go to the end of qualifying, and Gianni Vecchio, car number 17, is taking all time, the first man to break 130, 129.824. Oh, just as I say that, new entrant to this particular league, Sindre Setsas, has just set second position with 129.908. Very nice. Third position currently sits Patrick Heinrich. He's in the pits at the moment, 130.337. Fourth, Gunnar Nienhaus. First of the... Oh no, sorry, I was going to say first of the non-CLRC guys, because I'm used to them being the top three. Of course, Sindre Setsas is not one of the CLRC races. Gunnar Nienhaus currently fourth with 130.650. Fifth is Lucas Dolzer, 130.852. He's just coming out of the pits. Christoph Weitz is flying down, heading towards the final chicane, turns 14 and 15. Currently sixth, 130.944. What time is he going to get? Just follow him over the line. Line's gone a long way down the start finish straight, and that is that it is not. It's a valid lap. Adam Tierney in the Force India flavoured Ferrari, currently 7th, 131.015. Evan Gray, hoping for better luck in the sprint race, 8th, 131.091. 9th, Soren Kurtz, 131.181. 10th, Knut Martinson, 131.527. He's just about to complete a lap. Does he improve? That's an invalid lap as well. Who's Bibby? That's a name we've not seen in a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen car number 313. Currently 11th, 131.946. 12th is Darren Potter. That's not a name I recognise either. Is that another new name, Phil?
No, he's been around for a bit.
Okay, I don't think I've seen Darren race. Lawrence Duroy has just clocked in 11th, 131.931. Saradev currently 14th then, and the camera's try that one. Saradev just crossing the line, currently 14th, 132.472. Does she improve? She does not at the moment. Someone's just jumped up the order, but I didn't see what. Oh, Dustin Hickman has jumped into third, 133.07. And one of the CNRC guys getting towards the top of the field. Andrew Langham service, car 698, currently 16th position, 132.958. And that sounds like someone's hit the wall.
Oh dear.
That sounds like it. Stevie Chambers, 133.034, 17th. He's just getting onto that long back straight. And Jerry Lynn, car 30, 136, 133. Alec Hudson. That's not a name I'm familiar with.
That is new.
Alec Hudson is a new driver with us. He is just coming around the hairpin, turn 11. Has yet to put the time on the board. Ronnie Gibbons is with us today, although has not settled out of you. Is he disconnected? No, he's still,
I don't believe so.
No, he's still there. He just hasn't set a time and is not on track. So Ronnie Gibbons will be starting from the back. So how are you, Mr. Phil?
Oh, Mr. Phil. Very well. Yes, we've been look forward to this one. I like this track, so I'm pretty happy. Montreal's very exciting usually. It's a shame we're a bit down on the numbers.
I did give you the opportunity to drive in this one. I was happy for you to do so.
Oh yeah. I actually rather tactically decided to be in the commentary box because I'm actually not very good around here.
It's always a great pleasure to have you in the box, sir.
Well, I appreciate that.
Let's see who is still out there. Gianni Vecchio is not on that. Patrick Heinrich has actually jumped into second. Oh, what is that? That's not even a tenth of a second between himself. And there you go, 1700ths of a second between Patrick Heinrich in second and Sindre Setsas in third position. He's out on track, just going onto that long back straight. Will he wonder. Lucas Dolzer is currently out there. With less than a minute to go, he's having practice starts. Soren Krutz is doing the same. Kenneth Martinson is coming to the end of his lap. Does he improve? Currently 11th, 131. No, he's in the pits. Andrew Lang Service is not going to finish his lap there. He's just crossed the line. That was an invalid lap, so we'll be starting from third position. So what a great start for the newcomer.
It certainly is when we finally have someone to properly challenge the top guys in this LRC potentially.
Oops, as he bounces off the wall.
As he bangs into the wall, yeah.
I think it was turn 5. And he's jumped into the pit, and that's the end of qualifying. So Gianni Vecchio. Haven't seen him for, I think it was a couple of weeks we haven't seen Gianni for. Something like that.
Something like that. He didn't even bother doing a third qualifying lap.
Impressive. So, a couple of minutes then before this race gets underway, as everyone reappears in their grid positions. And Gianni Vecchio then, when he has returned, a few names returning to the grid, as you can see. The grid is slowly populating. Oh, there's a Ford. Is that Lewis that's in the Ford?
Yep, Mr. Bibby.
Ah, see, we had no Fords last week. Lewis is staying loyal to the American brand then. How does the Ford and Ferrari stack to? Well, how does the Ford stack up to the Ferrari here? Do you think, Phil?
Based on the characteristics of the car, I would assume that the Ferrari would be the faster car around here. But based on the fact that it is mostly straights and slow corners, and the Ford is not as quick in the slower stuff as the Ferrari, but it is usually quicker on a straight. So I think there's still enough corners here that the Ferrari is typically should be seen as faster, but we'll see.
We will indeed. So the grid is slowly reappearing. There's Patrick Heinrich then. I'm pretty sure he wasn't 6th. So you can see, so we're waiting for Sindra Setsas, Saradov and Dustin Hickman to return to the grid. And we'll get this race properly underway. That's the view back from our pole man, Gianni Vecchio, right? That's everyone here. Oh no, Alec Hudson. Waiting for I think it was Gianni giving him a bit of a rev there. Oh, looks like we're going to get this underway, and we are green here. What a start from Sindra Setsas! Absolutely belting start. That's Vecchio falling through the field. What a terrible start for him. A cracking start by Sindra. Patrick Heinrich as well has jumped up into the lead. Oh, sounds like there's someone hitting the wall. That's someone in trouble. I think it's Soren Krutz. Oh, major problem. Soren Krutz is in there. That's Lucas Dolzer facing. Lucas Dolzer was back there, I beg your pardon. Gianni Vecchio's out. I thought I saw one of the. Oh, Gunner's out as well. Oh, goodness me. Absolute chaos to start with. We've lost Adam Tierney as well. Absolute. Our pole man didn't even make it through 3 turns.
That is, yeah, that looks like it's been a huge crash. As we've seen, it looked like it was a couple of guys that just came together, and unfortunately in that part of the track, just 2 guys coming together can cause a whole heap of trouble for everybody else.
I was focusing actually on the front runners and didn't see the actual impact, just saw names flying down the order. So, actually the overlay has Ronnie Gibbons actually in the lead. He's actually in the pit. I don't think Ronnie actually started this race. So Patrick Heinrich is leading the way, but he is under all sorts of pressure from our new guy, Sindra Setsas, who is in turn a little bit of pressure by Dustin Hickman. That's the view from Patrick's car. He's absolutely, it's not even 0.3 of a second between the top 2. Oh, with a bit of a kiss on the wall of champions there by Patrick. He continues on his way. So Patrick leads. Sindra Setsas. I'm going to struggle with this one. Sindra Setsas 2. Dustin Hickman 3. Evan Imre up to 4th. What a cracking start for the 4th Ferrari. Christoph Weitz is in 5th position. Saradov is in 6th. I'm not 100% sure whether she was caught up in that initial melee. The overlay struggled to keep up with that. Stevie Chambers up to 7th position then. Darren Potter. That's a lovely black Ferrari in 8th. Lewis Bibby in the Soul Ford 9th. Jerry Lee 10. There is Andrew Langham Service in 11th. Alec Hudson. So did get underway. He's in 12th position. Lucas Dolzer. Don't expect to see him all the way down there in 13th position. You can see there's damage on the front right of his car. Lawrence DeWright was caught up in that initial melee as well. Knut Martinson is also out. Oh, goodness me. So Knut didn't make it through that melee. We have 14 cars remaining.
Actually, I think Knut might have pulled into the pits on lap 1. I think he may have got caught up in it, but he's still going. I think his car, whilst damaged, is still drivable. But yeah, it looks like there's about 4 or 5 cars that were caught up in it. Or well, there were probably more than that, but 4 or 5 cars that are out. There were obviously a few more that got caught up, like I say, Knut. I think Lawrence did as well. Lewis Bibby looks like he has some damage from it. A few others potentially as well. Yeah, it looks like obviously that's great news for people that didn't get caught up in it. So Evan and Sarah. Oh, go on, you have a moment.
I had an ooh then, because Patrick Kinder got very, very sideways between 2 and 3, but managed to hang on to it. As hasn't lost that lead. I don't think Senior Setsas had a good run as he bounces off the wall after turn 5. So, but those 3 looks like the SimRC guys have indeed got a challenge on their hands. Sindro does look like he's really piling the pressure on. He's not under terrific pressure by Dustin Hickman at the moment. Again, Dustin could be picking his time, but he's really keeping pressure on someone like Patrick Heinrich is no simple feat.
Oh yeah, we've seen that many times. Patrick just likes to run away with it usually. Only challenged a couple of times by his teammates, but this is not the case this time.
No, certainly not. As we see, Evan Imre is under pressure by Christoph Weitz. He's doing a good job hanging on to that 4th position. Along this straight, he's had a very good run out of that 10-11, out of the hairpin then, and he's actually giving himself that's the view back from Evan's car, and that could well be enough to hang on to that position for the moment. So it looks like he's finally broken his first race curse. And going back to what you were saying about Knut Martinson, he has not left the pits, so that is indeed number 20, Knut Martinson, out of this race as well.
Oh, that is a shame. That is a shame. So many cars already out, so many cars damaged, and sort of out of any real sort of contention as well, which is never a good thing. But at least we have a race up at the front, which is always fun.
Ronnie has joined us in chat. Hello, Mr. Gibbs. I shan't repeat what his comment is, but yes, we kind of realised with how many cars are no longer racing that it was a little chaotic at the beginning. Patrick Heinrich then beginning to get into his rhythm as opens up just over a second over Sindro Sensas, who's now falling a little bit into the clutches of Dustin Hickman. But saying that, Sindro did set his personal best last time around 1:34.85, which was a couple of tenths quicker than Dustin. So keep those 3 are roughly equidistant, about 9 tenths or thereabouts between one another. Evan still under a lot of pressure by Christoph Weitz. He's really keeping the SimRC Challenger of car number 69 really under control very, very well. Got to hand it to him. That is a great effort from him. But he's had a fairly decent run out of that corner, but it does look like Christoph Weitz is staying right with him then. This is going to be the SimRC opportunity in the slipstream. Goes to the inside. Evan chooses not to challenge. I think Evan realised that position was gone. Evan gave plenty of room, and that is 4th position then to Christoph Weitz. Oh, a challenge for the lead then, just going into that first turn. Sindro unfortunately couldn't get that one done. I suddenly saw the names of Patrick Heinrich and Sindro Setsas change around. So, wow. I think Patrick again may not have had a good run through 14 and 15. Oops.
That is correct, yeah. He had a massive, huge wobble out through the final chicane. And yeah, that allowed Sindro to at least challenge.
I'm assuming Dustin must have done the same, because he's now 3 seconds down from Sindro Setsas. So yeah,
something's happening with Dustin actually. He just seemed to be.
He's losing a lot of time.
Yeah. I wonder if he got a corner cut, maybe. I'll have a look. Let's find out.
Oh, look at how close that is between the two. That's the move from Setsas. Again, Patrick having to defend that inside line into the hairpin. And Sindre trying to get the cut back, switchback rather, on Patrick Heinrich, but couldn't get the gas down early enough. But again, if we go to the air, that is what it looks like from the challenger of Sindre Setsas for the lead. Can he get into the slipstream, as we saw Christoph Weitz do on Evan Imre last time around? He's in the slipstream, but can he get the move done? Oh my goodness me, that's very close. Oh, and he spun it! Oh, goodness me. That was a very unusual spin. He must have just gunned it a little bit too hard, too early. And that's lost him a whole heap of time. Whoops, and he's given it too much speed. He's trying to correct it. That's now down to 4th for our newcomer.
Yeah, it looks like it actually was, and I've noticed when I've been driving the Ferrari around here, it can be very unstable on the brakes, and it just looked like he broke a little bit later than Patrick, and probably then had to overbrake more than he'd have liked to, because he was getting very close to the rear end, so he probably just broke too much, and then the car went loose after that. And yeah, it's a shame, because we were looking forward to him challenging for the lead, but that's probably gone now, unfortunately. But we do have other things going down in the field. Sarah Dove and that group battling for 6th position is going quite strong right now.
Precisely what I'm looking at. This Stephen Chambers could well break away. He's now up to 6th position. He's got himself a little bit of a gap between himself and Sarah Dove, who is under a lot of pressure by Darren Potter, and who's in turn under threat by Lewis Bibby in the Ford. So that pack of 4 is pretty well compact at the moment. So we could well see some action going on here in the coming laps. We've gone over halfway in this race. Of course, this being the sprint race. There you just saw the Ford just getting a little bit off the back of the pack and then just closing back up again. So there's the characteristic differences you're seeing in the Ford. There we go. Absolutely. Sindre on broadcast spins. That was unfortunate that we just were watching that battle and he spun. So it looks like we could be seeing the move happening here. Again, we go in the air. Trying to get all of them in the shot. A little bit too far spaced out for anyone to make a move. And they remain in their positions as they cross the line once again.
I wonder if Sindre's picked up. Sorry, I was just saying that. I wonder if Sindre picked up damage from that spin when he ran over the curb, because he's running not so hot right now. So we'll see after this lap.
Yeah, he lost 2.5 seconds on his best there, 1:32.9 as opposed to 1:30.4. Fastest lap with this man Patrick Heinrich. That is not really a surprise. So he continues to lead in dominant fashion. Dustin Hickman now at the second, after Sindre falling off the circuit, and now got Christoph Weitz bearing down on him. Just over a second rather between 71 and 69 for that second position. Sindre trying to get back into rhythm. Has got Evan Imre not too far behind. Stevie Chambers in 6th position. Oh my goodness me, having to defend from Sarah Dove. Oh, it's overcooked it a little bit through 9 and 10. That's given Sarah Dove the run on the inside, and that is 6th position then to Sarah Dove. Can Stevie Chambers do anything about it onto the hairpin? He chooses not to. So I thought it might have been damaged. Oh, and Sarah Dove has gone too deep into that hairpin. She's going to lose 2. She might even lose 3.
No, she just used the 2 because Lewis Bibby spun coming out of the hairpin. So
oh no,
she won't lose that. Yeah, look, Sarah just got the braking wrong on the grass. Just touched the grass on the braking, spun it coming into the corner, or not spun it, but went deep. And so that's allowed the 2 King-Kodiak Sacapuntas cars. In fact, I don't know. Obviously, I heard you say earlier that you said that Darren is running a black car. He's actually teammates with Stevie now after his second teammate left him.
Oh right. You do realise what I've forgotten to load up, which is why his Ferrari loads up black.
There's a good chance that I understand exactly what you forgot.
I will sort that out for the next race. Look how close Sarah Dove is on Darren Potter. If incidentally I say Dean Potter as opposed to Darren Potter, Dean Potter is the name of my cousin, so I might accidentally get that name in there. So that, just in case I get that wrong, that is why Sarah Dove's really staying with him through the S's, through 4, through to 8. Not letting up that pressure at all. So Lewis Bibby lost a lot of time. The rest of the field are fairly spread out, looking at the timings. So this is the battle closest to the front we've got at the moment. This is 6, 7 and 8. Stevie Chambers, nice, you would say it. Darren Potter and Sarah Duff. And again, it looks like Sarah's having a look on the inside, heading towards the hairpin, so it's going to be the outside. 4 turn 9. Oh, you went too deep there. Whether she was intended to try and hanging around the outside, we don't know. There we go, that's the 3 of them. Can Sarah Duff get into the slipstream? Saw the move done earlier, and you can see Darren going to the inside, feeling the need to cut the line off, despite the fact that Sarah was actually quite a way back after the going a bit too deep into turn 11. Oh, was that a great run through that chicane? Now Darren's really going to have to defend very hard. Side by side then, heading through turn 1 into that first left-hander. Can she hang on to the inside? I know she can't. Great pressure then coming out from Sarah Duff this time around.
Yeah, it's going to force them to make them go. This is also great news for Stevie, who wants to pull away from this lot.
And we've lost.
We've had Lewis Bibby.
Yeah, Lewis Bibby's gone.
I wonder what. Yeah, I'll go find out.
Please do, because I just suddenly saw his name essentially disappear. Lucas Dolzer. Lucas Dolzer's out. Oh no, he's not. He's still running, but I can't.
No, Lewis, I think he just might be blinking around a little bit. So Lewis Bibby has hit the wall of champions / the wall of losers, as Stevie calls it.
Yeah. So he killed himself on the wall of champions. Then. Hello, Ryan. Good to see you, chap. I hope you're well. Ryan L83 joining us in the chat. Always welcome, good sir. Again, this is Sarah Duff keeping that pressure on. Much better run through the hairpin that time. Can she this time stay in that slipstream? Much harder. Stevie Chambers hasn't been able to get away from this quarrelling pair. Again, taken to the air. This time, Sarah in a much better position to pile on the pressure. Again, you see Darren having to try and cut that inside line off. Again, so close to that wall. Sarah again didn't quite have as good a run through that chicane as she did last time around, or Darren had a better run through that line than he did last time. And positions remain as they are. I am very well, thank you, Brian. Very much for asking. It's good to be back in the commentary box. Hoping to do so more often as time goes on. Oh, again! Darren didn't have a good run through 1 and 2. Sarah's having a look on the inside through 4 and 5, but can't get it done. So close, but still remaining in that position.
He's trying to make us Ferrari all scary and big, trying to get Darren off the road. Oh, she's got a good one here. This could be it. She's going to have the inside line a little bit, and the car is alongside, so she's going to have the inside line. Can she outbrake? It's a tricky braking zone here. And, oh, Darren's going to try and hold it around the outside. Oh, they go side by side.
Oh, my goodness me, that was close. Oh, but Sarah has a
so close.
Oh, that was a great switchback that she tried to do, but she couldn't get the pace that she needed. So it looks like she got the pace advantage over Darren Potter at the moment, just cannot seem to be able to deploy it. Oh, well parked on the apex there by Mr. Potter. How many times he heard that one, I wonder. Oh, have we lost Soren Krutz as well? Did we lose? We've lost him about 3 laps into the race, I've just realised.
Yes. Yeah.
We lose him a while ago. So we only have 13 runners left in this race. So again,
Soren was actually caught up in that lap 1-1, but then he probably tried to. He probably started to continue as much as he could, but then realised the car was too damaged and brought it in. I'll tell you who is still going well is Evan.
Evan in race.
Still going very strong.
Back at the fourth because Sindre spun somewhere.
He keeps on. I've noticed he keeps on cutting the final chicane. It seems because he keeps getting close and then just loses that time out of the final chicane every time. So I'll be interested to see if he can now keep the pace going and pressure because he's clearly got the pace advantage, but obviously doesn't have the seemingly doesn't have the consistency right now, which is something to look for in the next race, I would guess. But yeah, he's really got the pace and challenging Evan, so he's putting the pressure on. So Evan's got a lot of work to do to keep the position that he's in.
How many warnings? He must have accrued quite a few warnings.
Well, it's an interesting one because you can get a corner cut there without actually getting an off track, so it's a bit of an odd one.
It's a bit of an odd one.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So he's currently sitting actually only on the 2 incidents, which is interesting.
turn 9 again.
Just noticed that Soren Kritz is actually on the track running right now. 8 laps
so he
down,
is.
but
8 laps down,
having a good
yeah.
time.
Oh well, extra practice, why not? Very battered Ferrari. That's the view from Sarah Duff's car. Staring at the back of Darren Potter. She'll probably count the flies in the back of the car. Great runs with that chicane again. Darren once again defends that inside line. They're going to end up going side by side. With that right-hander. To the left. Late braking by Darren. Oh, someone got a little bit squirrely. And again, Darren just able to defend that apex. He's losing Sarah time each and every lap. Sarah's going to have to get inventive. Hello, Groby. Good to see you in the chat as well. Whoops. I think both of them bounced off that wall, but not particularly hard. And that's allowing Stevie just to keep his momentum and just slowly build a gap. 2.1 seconds between him and Darren. And Evan Imre. Evan and Sindre have swapped positions.
They have indeed, yeah. I'll go and see if I can find out exactly how that happened. Oh, it was out of turn 2, so... Oh no, it was sort of it was out of the final chicane, so Sindre didn't cut it this time. Side by side through 1, around the outside of 2, and had to convert some momentum. Slightly side by side into the turn 3 chicane, and then pull ahead. So let's see if he can keep that this time, because, well, we've seen it happen a few times already this race.
Yeah, we have. There's actually a couple of back markers just ahead of them.
I believe that would be Alec Hudson and Yancey.
Jerry and Alec.
Yes. Them two have been having a very, very intense battle the entire race, I believe. Not quite these guys, not quite up to the same pace as everyone. Alec actually very new to iRacing, so doing his best as much as he can, and actually just letting through Sinjo right now, rather nicely, and he'll probably let Evan through at this point as well, and he does. So these guys are going to be sort of.
A little bit clumsy there, but no impact. This man we haven't really looked at for quite some time.
Oh, sorry, I just noticed. Yeah, actually, Jerry Lynn, I don't think Sindro is expecting Jerry to be as generous in letting him through, and it almost went straight into the back of him. Yeah, but luckily didn't, and so Sindro can continue, which is great news. Who else have we got? So Star is still challenging Darren, but other than that, we're sort of a little bit spread out now.
Which is surprising. But starting the final lap then, I believe, lap 13 and 14, is this man, Patrick Heinrich. He crosses the line to begin.
Star and Darren go side by side. Here we go again.
He's into the hairpin again. Sarah's just nosed ahead. Oh, now this is a great opportunity. She gets a good drive out of that corner. She can get to the air. She's just nosed ahead, but can she maintain it? Oh my God, Darren nearly smashed into the wall on the right-hand side. Darren has just managed to nose back ahead, but he's going to have a very tight line into that chicane, and he's managed to hold it. He's managed to defend that position. That was very well driven.
It certainly was. It appears that Darren's car does have a straight line advantage there, probably running less wing than Sarah, because he was able to pull ahead with the less momentum out of the hairpin. So that's that's an interesting. That's probably why Sarah's been struggling so much to get past.
Indeed. Now, but again, you just see how Sarah ends up nailed. Oops! Someone bounced off the wall. So again, that impact sounds much worse than it is. I think is that Alec they're coming up to? It is indeed. That's Alec Hudson. They are coming up to. And Sarah's staying very, very close. See where Patrick is. He's on that home straight. And that, you see, is Soren Kritz just ahead of him. So, the winner of the sprint race here in Montreal is, of course, car number 68, Patrick Heinrich. In very spectacular fashion. And Sarah Dove and Darren have swapped positions. Whilst I was watching Patrick come over the line, they
Darren went
positions.
deep into that chicane, into the third chicane, and has lost that position coming to him. But he has got the straight line speed. Can he challenge back against Sarah? I don't think he's close enough, but you never know.
He is either. Yeah, I don't think he is. Although he's able to gain speed quicker than Sarah, as mentioned, but it's just not enough road to gain the distance he needs in the time he would need to. Ooh, he's so close. So just going to hang on to that for 7th position. So Justin Hickman crossed the line for 2, Christoph Weitz 3, Sindre managed 4th, Imre 5, Stevie Chambers 6th, Saradov holds on to that 7th position with Darren Botterade. Lucas Dolzer just crossed the line and brought his car to a very smoky halt in the 9th position. There is Lawrence de Rijk just crossing the line as well, with Andrew Langham Service just behind him at 10th and 11th respectively. And Jerry Lynn and Alec Hudson crossing the line, already lapped cars. So that is your finishing positions here for the first race at Montreal. Wow, well.
It was certainly an interesting one. It's a shame for that first big incident at the front, because it kind of ruined what possibly could have been even more going on. But we did have some good racing out there, especially between Sarah and Darren. That was some good stuff. And Evan versus Sindre in the sort of battle of the lap times versus consistency.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, well, we will be pausing the stream here whilst the second server is set up. So check back with us soon. If you're catching this later on YouTube, it will blink and we will get the second race underway. So bear with us, we will be back as soon as we can. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round 18 of the Apex Online Racing iRacing Ferrari Ford Challenge Cup Championship here at Montreal. As the reverse grid forms up, they will be doing their parade lap very, very shortly. Whilst they are doing that, I'm just going to flick to the current championship standings. This, of course, doesn't take round 17 into consideration because that's not been added onto this chart yet. You see Patrick Heinrich leading the way on 432 points, nearly 100 points clear of Dustin Hickman in second. Jürgen Frank is pretty close to that second spot. He's on 309 with Gianni Vecchio, so top 4 all Germans and all CMRC. Unsurprisingly, top 5 all CRC indeed. CRC? SimRC rather. So Lucas Dolzer 5, Evan Imre and Knut Martinsen on exactly the same number of points, 207, with Christoph Weitz 8th, Lawrence de Rijk 9, and Gunnar Niehaus. Bear in mind he hasn't started 3 of these weeks, so 6 races he's missed. He's doing a pretty good job in
Chris,
his position.
sorry, I'm just the race is about to start quickly because the...
Oh, crikey. That was very quick.
Yeah, well, pace car starts down the back straight. Just to be...
I'm glad you said that. Oh, we're losing Phil a little bit.
Awkward.
Oh, there we go, you're back. Well, a good thing you said that, because Alec Hudson is just leaving the pit lane then, so Andrew Langham Service leads the way. Let's get to a TV camera shot. There we go. He's actually managed to break away from Sarah Dove, who's got, if we do the rear chase camera again, a lot of pressure then from Lawrence de Rijk, who's in 3rd position. Oh, as you see, that was Darren Potter, I think, getting a little bit squirrely there in 4th position. Then Stevie Chambers 5, that's Knut Martinsen 6, Adam Tierney 7, Soren Krutz 8th position. We've avoided a first lap incident so far. Gunnar Niehaus 9, Ronnie Gibbons 10. And there he is. Oh, side by side, that's Dustin Hickman and Christoph Weitz. Oh, and that's Hickman just hanging on to that 13th position. There's Sindre Satsas, who may have had a problem already as he's fallen behind. What has happened to Patrick? He's way behind the field. He's 5 seconds down. Alec Hudson, we know, started from the pit lane. Can you double check what happened to Patrick there, Mr. Phil? Because he's...
I know what happened. There's been a couple of first lap incidents, unfortunately. You're not quite correct on that, but yeah,
I completely missed them.
3 of the SimRC guys coming together at turn 2, and then we had Patrick and Sindre slightly coming together at turn... Oh, I'm going to get this right. I can do this. 5? I was say 5, might be 6. 6 at Waldo's Wobble, as Stevie calls it.
Waldo's Wobble.
And yeah, unfortunately there was another coming together there, which unfortunately I think another couple of cars were involved in, but not race ending by the looks of it for any of them back there.
Sorry.
I know Lucas, Patrick and Lucas are actually out, or is Patrick just pitted?
Oh, Andrew Langham Service has spun it at the first couple of turns. He's now right the way down in 15th position. Sarah Dove now leads. Yeah, Patrick Heinrich. He's out. Patrick's out.
Wow.
He is out, so whatever.
He's out.
Oh my goodness me. Is that the first time he's retired? No, he failed to finish one of the feature race at round 2 in Japan. That was the last time he failed to finish, so his stunning race finishing streak comes to an end for Patrick.
Wow. That's a shame. It really is a shame.
Oh, look at this at the front here. Big battle going on. Saradov, Lawrence de Rijk, battle for the lead. That is Darren Potter and Stevie Chambers, 4th, 5th. That's Knut Madsen, Adam Tierney, 5 and 6. All very, very close together. Let's wrong one. Let's get up in the air, and we will see then just how close these guys are. That is Stevie Chambers having a look on his teammate coming into the chicane and decides against the move there. So close as they head down to complete lap 2. Continuing on the merry way. No other changes in position at the moment. Has he got damaged? Adam Tierney's no, just the, that's Evan. Evan's in trouble. Evan had a bit of a wobble into turn 2. Goodness me, wobble at turn 2. He's going to lose that position to, I think it's Ronnie Gibbons. Ronnie's on the inside. Oh, trouble! Big trouble. Is that? I think it was Gianni Vecchio that got a bit out of shape. Oh, goodness me. Sindre's managed to get through there unhurt, I think. Yeah, that was there.
No, actually, Sindre. Yeah, he had a big contact into the back of
Dustin?
Fight, who was
Christoph Fight.
Christoph Fight, slow going, obviously, trying to avoid. You think Sindre then can't do anything. You can't really avoid something like that. You can't react that quick, and then it looks like a couple of other guys might have been involved there. But yeah, so it's a little bit messy again back there with a few cars, but it is what it is sometimes.
Saradov still under a lot of pressure for the race lead from Lawrence de Rijk. Darren Potter, Darren Chambers then, I've now merged those two names, has managed to break away from Stevie Chambers. Knut under a lot of pressure by Adam Tierney. We might be seeing a move then by the Pink Panther, by the Pink Ferrari. No, he thinks better of it into the chicane, but he's so close to Knut then. See if he gets a decent run. He might well have another try. No, looks like Knut's got the legs on him at the moment. There you see in the background, there's Soren Krutz. He's in a bit of free air, but that's Gianni Vecchio on Ronnie Gibbons then heading into the first turn. Ronnie pretty much lets that one go. Oh, look at the damage on the front of Gianni Vecchio's car. That's not going to be helping him. There's Evan Imre right on the back of Ronnie Gibbons then. There's a battle as well. Gunnar Nienhaus, Dustin Hickman and Sindre Satsas. That's 11, 12 and 13. Andrew Langham's service is still going. It's very much on his own. I say on his own, he's actually got Christoph Weitz fairly close for company. And Alec Hudson is very much on his own. About 25 seconds back. And Andrew Langham's service has actually allowed Christoph Weitz through. You can't really blame him. Oh, change of lead. Sarah's in trouble. Sarah's spun it. She's trying to get going. Oh, wrong camera again. And she stopped. She's having to wait for everybody to come past us. Destroyed her race, but taking the sensible option and not jumping out in front of someone, risking a major incident. So she's now got going, but she's now down in 13th place with Christoph Weitz now right behind her. What a shame.
Yeah, she was running really well up at the front under some pressure from Lawrence, and unfortunately maybe that just got to her, but it's so easy to make a mistake here in these cars. Just any time the braking's so tricky, the grip levels are so, they're pretty low, and you're such a low downforce car that it's so easy just to make a mistake here or there, and unfortunately that's come a cropper for Sarah. But yeah, she was running well, and she still had, she wasn't exactly running super slow either, so she can possibly try to make up some places if she can, possibly prey on the
misfortune of others.
Is running well, and much better than last time is Adam Tierney, because he's not upside down in a hedge this time.
You're breaking up a lot on this side, I'm afraid, Mr. Phil. So,
am I? Yeah. That'll be my internet. I'm sure it's having some problems.
Oh dear. I was going to say, I think it might be you, because everyone's running rather smoothly. Indeed, Adam Tierney is running very well, and he is currently in 5th, right with Knut Madsen and this train here for that 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th you can see. Gianni Vecchio has got Soren Krutz for company. And a big train of cars there. Ronnie Gibbons, Evan Imre, Justin Hickman, and Sindre Setsas, who is in this particular... Oh, look at the damage on the back of car number 3, Sindre Setsas, who's now in the correct colours, now that they've got trading plates running properly. And it's not... although the black Ferrari did look rather good. Look at the size of this train here. That consists of Ronnie Gibbons, Evan Imre, Justin Hickman, Sindre Setsas, and Gunnar Nienhuis is at the back of that particular train. So big battle. Oh, look at that. Doesn't look like Evan Imre had a good run through that particular chicane. And again, this train, this big old snake, starts to come through turn 1 again. It's going to make a move. Not at the moment. Let's get into the blimp. We'll be able to see the entire battle going on. If it wasn't for the trees, we'd be able to see that a lot better, unfortunately. Let's try this one. Oh, that was very close there. That was Sindre Setsas having to get out of that. Oh, trouble! Trouble for Vecchio. And, oh dear. There's trouble for Setsas as well. We've lost Gianni Vecchio. He is out. And Sindre Setsas spun, I think, trying to avoid Gianni Vecchio. And he's now down in 14th position. He's back running again, but we have lost another from this race.
It was actually an interesting one. I think they both did the exact same thing. There wasn't any avoidance or anything. It was just Gianni lost it going through the chicane, and then Sindre decided to follow.
He had a sympathy spin.
Sympathy spin.
Oh, trouble! Stevie, is that Stevie Chambers?
It is.
Yeah.
The hairpin.
Yeah, he got very crossed up heading into the hairpin and has lost 2 positions. Licano Martin and Madden Tierney. So this could be Darren's opportunity to try and get some distance between himself and the chasing pack. Then Soren Krutz, with that big chain of cars right behind him, is laying in wait to then start to pressure Stevie Chambers for that 5th position. It didn't look like Stevie had a good run through that chicane either. You see the gap that's forming between himself and Adam Tierney. Adam Tierney having a look on, still staring at that rear wing of Gunnar Martinson, keeping the pressure on our fearless leader here at AOR. It's Adam Tierney. Again, thinking about a move, but not able to execute anything at the moment. Darren's not, I nearly said Dean again. Darren not able to get away at the moment. Let's see how that unfolds. Look at that big train there, just looking back from the right camera. There you go. That trail of cars. They're beginning to space out a bit. So this is Soren Krutz, Ronnie Gibbons, Evan Imre, Justin Hickman. You can't quite see Gunnar in that particular trail. Oh, you can. Sorry, big pardon. Gunnar is the last one you can see on this particular train. So 5 cars, but they're beginning to space out then. So no one under any direct pressure in this particular lot. They're coming back here and very much game on in this battle here. This battle here, for Phil's benefit, is 3rd downwards.
It is, yes. So it's funny, you can actually see from, 2nd, I think.
Yeah, beg pardon, yeah, it's 2nd.
2nd down to Gunnar, and even Christoph Weitz are all on the back straight right now at the same time. So.
Oh, wow. The entire field.
We've already hit lap. We've hit lap 7. We've gone a pretty fair distance into the race, and they're all still on the same piece of tarmac. So that's great news.
Sindre has fallen back again, as I've just seen him and Andrew Langham Service swap positions. So Sindre is struggling this lap. Well, through the mistakes, but obviously the damage he's got to that car is really affecting that. Well, that much damage surely is affecting the handling. To what degree will he be noticing that, Phil?
He'll probably have a little bit of understeer, and he'll certainly just be down in performance in general, a bit less top speed and certain things like that. Well, a lot less top speed, in fact, I would gather, from the amount of damage he has. But the car itself will probably handle relatively similar. It'll hit the curbs like it does normally. It'll probably, like I say, understeer a bit more, but otherwise it'll probably be just like a normal car. You know, it'll brake fine, but just the straight line speed is going to be all over. Well, he's not going to have any. And so he did actually originally get past Andrew Langham's service, and then just he got on the outside of the head, and just
ran out of juice. Down. And there we go. We're actually seeing them swap position again as Andrew Langham's service gets the inside. Oh, and there's impact between the two. That's going to send Andrew Langham's service into the wall backwards, which it does. Sindre Setsas continues, but that is going from bad to worse for our newcomer. It's such a shame. Let's get back up to the front of this particular battle. The battle at the front. Oh, and that's Kenneth Martinson all over the back of Darren Potter. And that's compromised his run through that chicane. Now this is the chance for Adam Tierney to try and claim that third position from Kenneth Martinson. Can he do it? Side by side, heading to the first turn. He's going to have the inside for the first. Can Kenneth string around the outside? He can. And that is position defended by Kenneth Martinson. Now Stevie Chambers getting right in there with Soren Crooks right behind. There's going to be a lot of battles I'm not going to be able to keep up with. And looks like they're going to stay in line at the moment. Oh, Adam Tierney got a very big wobble on. That's going to give Stevie Chambers an opportunity round the outside. Can he get the inside for the next turn? No, he doesn't quite get alongside enough. Oh, goodness me. My throat's going to be raw at the end of this. But what a way to go. Look at this.
Is.
Look at this. One mistake is going to cause a very big catastrophic chain reaction here.
Don't jinx it, Chris.
Commentator's curse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars in this particular chain. That is second right the way down to 11th. Beg your pardon, down to 10th. I can count, honestly. Surely something's going to happen, and let's jump back up to Adam Tierney. Actually, I know what I'll do. We'll do that. No, that one. There we go. We can see all the way down. So Darren Potter defending that inside line from Kenneth Martinson, and that's denying Kenneth a decent run through that last chicane. They go, oh, trouble! Trouble at the back was up to... No, it wasn't Ronnie Gibbons. That was Soren Crutz. Soren Crutz lost it at that final chicane. He's now down in 10th position. Oh, side by side, Kenneth Martinson, Darren Potter. Kenneth's got the inside line. He's got that second position. Can he make it? Yes, he does. Darren, they're going to have to concede that position. He's already having a look on the inside, heading down towards turn 4. Can't make it stick, though. Kenneth Martinson finally gets into that second place. Can he run off into the distance? Adam Tierney getting the pressure on car number 29, Darren Potter. Oh, lots of people pressuring somebody else. And at the moment, it's not really a particular big braking zone along this particular section, but one mistake will reshuffle this order, as we've seen time and again. Tierney getting back into line through that section, heading down towards the hairpin again. Adam Tierney now going to the inside for the first corner. It's going to give him the outside for the hairpin. Oh my goodness, that's close. He's not going to be able to make it stick this time, but it does look like Darren Potter's not going to be able to hold him off for long. That's what it looks like from Darren. It honestly looks like he's been pushed. Darren's sticking to the inside line. There it is, side by side, Adam Tierney and Darren Potter. Adam Tierney's nose to head. Can he hang on to it? Oh, Darren had to take a very sharp line to avoid an impact. That's going to get Stevie Chambers involved. Stevie Chambers, can he get 2 positions here? And that is Ronnie Gibbons getting in there as well. Darren Potter's fallen 2 positions. Oh, nearly impact between the 2 teammates. Oh, but there is an impact between Stevie Chambers and Adam Tierney. Oh, goodness me, chaos here, there and everywhere. Evan Imre's now up to 3rd position as a result of those impacts. Ronnie Gibbons 4, Gunnar Nierenhaus 5. Darren Potter is now down into 6th position. Goodness me. Well, that's broken up this order somewhat. Stevie Chambers is out. We have lost another from this race. Langham Service is out. Alec Hudson is still going. Dustin Hickman is still going, but it's rare to see a CMRC guy at the back of the field to that degree. Oh, goodness me. So the race has claimed another victim. This battle here, this is 3rd position. Evan Imre, Ronnie Gibbons and Gunnar Nierenhaus now. Due to the failings of others, misadventures of others, it's an opportunity then for Ronnie and for Gunnar to try and get some positions up. Again, let's get into the air, see all 3 of them just about. Oh, Gunnar just disappeared over the bottom of the shot. Ronnie's not close enough for Evan at the moment. Oh, and that's Evan in the pits. Evan has come in, so he's having an early stop at the moment. Oh, and that's a bad run out of that chicane for Ronnie. Gunnar has claim that third position. Ronnie struggling to get back up to speed. There he goes. So Gunnar now third. Darren continues as we saw Evan go into the pits. There he is. Let's just head back to the TV camera. So, was that Sindre in as well? Yes, it is. So Sindre Setsas coming in for a scheduled stop as well. And Lawrence de Rijk continuing his way. Now we should see this field starting to settle down. And Phil will have an opportunity to speak now. I've lost Phil. It would seem that I've lost Phil. Hello.
You regained Phil, actually.
Hello, Phil. Welcome back. Hello there, the Wolfshound69. Welcome to my stream. Sadly, I'm not fancy enough to have commands like exclamation host. But I am King-Kodiak, or otherwise known as Ranger Carrot 1980. You're welcome in the stream nonetheless. Any questions you may have, by all means, fire away.
Could I ask you a question?
By all means.
Is my internet better now, or am I still having a funny thing?
No, sounds all good so far.
Hope so. I did get very good at the dinosaur jumping the cactus game though whilst I was gone.
That's good to hear. Well, the field has spread out a bit now. I've had a few pit stops. I don't know what are you back with us live again?
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. Well, the field's now spread out for your benefit. Lawrence continues to lead. Knut is now second. Gunnar Nierenhouse now to third position. Ronnie Gibbons in fourth. Darren Potter now in fifth position. Christoph Weitz sixth. Soren Krutz seventh. The closest battle we have is between these two, 69 and 87. Adam Tierney is coming through the pit lane himself, with Sarah Dove in very short succession. So those two having a pit stop. Dustin Hickman continues. Evan Imre has had a pit stop, so he is now going to go back up to ninth position. Sindre Setsas has been through the pits, and I'm just looking at his helmet design. That's a skull. Yes, that is actually a skull picture on the front of his... I thought I was going a bit bonkers there for a moment, but no, that is what that looks like. So Sindre... Alec Hudson is continuing, but he is back down. So Sindre... Is he going to gain a couple of positions? No, Adam Tierney and Sarah Dove did manage to make it out just before Sindre Setsas comes round. And that is your running order at the moment. So there we have Knut Martinsen and Gunnar Nierenhouse. And that is second and third. As they head down that back straight. These two, as we know, haven't pitted. And are looking not to do so at the moment. Does Ronnie Gibbons pit? No, he doesn't. There is Darren Potter with Christoph Weitz and Soren Krutz for company. So we have a battle forming here. Battle already 5th and 6th. And 7th is going to be... There he is, Soren Krutz. And there we go then. That's Christoph Weitz having a look on the outside, but doesn't quite get alongside Darren enough to challenge for that 5th position. As they head now towards turn 4. That's okay. And again, Christoph Weitz having to bide his time. And has got Soren Krutz for company as well. He'll have to bide his time. Oh my goodness me! It looked like he was going to have a lunge there. That was turn 7. Very, very brave. Oops, tap of the wall there. But decides to continue. Doesn't attempt an overtake there. Gunnar Nierenhouse is getting pretty close to Knut Martinsen as a challenge for second. So those are the close battles we've got going on at the moment. Although saying that, Evan Imre is not too far at the back of Dustin Hickman. Dustin, we know, is struggling a bit after early misadventures. Oh, no, that's not who I was aiming for. That's who I was aiming for. Some fights. Darren Potter, oh, nearly running onto the grass there. Soren Krutz just falling off the back of those two a little bit. And we get the gearbox of Darren, and a flash of the lights from Christoph Weitz. It's not really going to earn him anything. And both of them coming into the pits then, so that is... Darren.
Oh dear.
That didn't go well.
Does say Darren was trying to slow down to 0 there. I think that's how you pit.
Yeah, he overdid it.
I have a question. What happened to Steve?
What happened to Stevie?
See if he's still in the pits. He's
Yes.
been sat there for 2 laps now.
He
Did
retired.
something happen?
Yes, were you struggling at that moment? He tangled up with Adam Tierney, and that was the end of his race.
I was not here for that. That's a shame.
So Christoph Weitz and Darren Potter in the pits then, and as is Gunnar Nearhouse. So Gunnar is in as we see Christoph getting underway again, and he's actually jumped Darren Potter in the pits. Adam Tierney now coming through, and is he going to take the position? No, he just gets beaten out. That's Darren Potter just managing to get out of the pits before Adam Tierney gets that position. So Darren comes out in 8th position. The field is now fairly spread out except for these two. Saradov is not too far off the back of Sindre Setsas, although is not able to keep pace with car number 3 at the moment. Adam Tierney is keeping the pressure on Darren Potter, though Adam wants that 8th position. He wants to continue his march through the field. In the background there, it looked like Sindre bounced off the wall slightly. Oh, side by side, heading into that's where are they? 4 and 5. It doesn't really come off for them. Heading down to the next major chicane. Oh no, beg your pardon. That's that was 9 and 10 they were going through. That's now 10 and 11. Oh, that's Darren's gone very deep. That's an opportunity then for Adam Tierney, the side by side. Heading onto that back straight. That is Christoph Weitz, you see just ahead of them. Darren has managed to nose ahead. Comes out and then they're pretty much dead even on speed. Adam on the inside, Darren on the outside. It's going to be a late braking exercise, and the Pink Panther manages to claim that 8th position, and that put Darren completely out of kilter, and he's lost time as a result. That is 8th position to Adam Tierney. Very nicely done. There you say Sindre Setsas in the background. So he is honing in on these guys, so you should see that battle get underway fairly soon, as we are at the halfway point in this race.
Yeah, I've just noticed that Gunnar Nearhouse has had a very slow stop, because he was running in the 2nd or 3rd, and he's well, he was obviously ahead of Weitz and Tierney and Potter, and he's now at about 20 or so seconds behind the pet, all 3 of those. So, speaking of, who's that? That was Alec Hudson.
Oh, was it? Oh, it was. Oh, that was he nearly collected Gunnar then. That would have been a little messy. So yeah, Alec Hudson having a bit of a moment, but getting himself back underway without major problem. Lawrence is continuing. He has not come in the pit, as I believe Marius Kenneth Madsen. He does not. Soren Krutz hasn't pitted either. Dustin Hickman. Does he pit this time around? He does. No, he doesn't. Beg your pardon. My mistake. He chooses to continue. He is now in 4th. Evan. So we've got 5 seconds between himself and Dustin Hickman. Ronnie Gibbons. There he is in 6th place. Christoph Weitz in 7th. Adam Tierney has really broken away from Darren Potter. Now in 8th position. Darren has got Sindre for company. Let's see what the lap times were last time around. Darren was still saying, oh there we go, 133.5, 132.3 for Sindre, so he's really honing in on that car 29. Saradov, see that second turn, and there is Gunnar Nearhouse after a very, very long stop. He gets a 131.4, so he's now getting right back on the case. I think that was not quite the fastest lap of the race. Last lap of the race actually is this man, Sindre Setsas. Of course, we've lost Patrick Heinrich, Lucas Dolzer, Gianni Vecchio, Andrew Langham-Service and Stevie Chambers early on in this race. And we have 13 runners remaining. And we've lost Phil again.
No, I'm still
here. Oh, you are here.
Let's have a look at what's happening. We've got Sindre and Darren Potter still also going close with each other.
Indeed.
Sindre very close, coming into the hairpin here. Oh, can he get the move? No. Darren defends well, but is Sindre going to have a better exit? He's going to have a better run through the hairpin. Can he now make a move? Both of their cars are a little bit banged up. Sindre's definitely more so than Darren. You can see even in the slipstream him dropping back and back and back. So that's really a crippled car that Sindre's driving. So the fact that he's still getting it around in in the lap times that he's managing in the low 32s, even though that's not quite the race pace that he would be looking to do. That's still very impressive considering that damage, as I say.
Absolutely, and that skull-like helmet design he's got on. Oh, look at that! Diving on the inside of turn 1! Can he hang around the outside? Oh, well defended there by Darren Potter. There didn't look like there was impact there. That was very well defended. Darren really got his elbows out there. Fair play in his now second race here at AOR in this league. Oh, Sindre then did get a good run through that first chicane. Oops, bounces off the wall though. That's not going to help him. Darren is defending pretty well against the fast charging car 3. Again, that damage and that loss of pace is really, really hurting. I think that last impact may have hurt as well, because he's dropped back a little bit from Darren Potter. On they continue.
Yeah, I think Sindre's only real chance is if he makes a move like he tried this time, like he tried last time, into the turn 1, and then pull away through the rest of the laps, that he doesn't get repassed into the. Oh, he's starting to dive into the hairpin here. That's brave. A little bit of contact. That's a little bit of contact, but I don't think he's going to have enough momentum again, and the damage is just going to drop back behind this car. I'd be very surprised if he was able to keep even slightly in those in there. And yeah, he doesn't. And he's not going to be close enough for a move into the final chicane. I don't think Darren looks like he's covering that, but no, he's coming back to the left. He doesn't. Yeah, he knows all he needs to do is keep it tidy, and the chances are Sindre comes last. This is Sindre's chance. He needs to do a really good run through that, just get it set up, and then a move into one. Don't think he's going to be close enough again though. Although they might have been. This is very similar to last time. He's going to try it. Oh, he's looking
slight. Might have been a slight nudge there, but again, it's that loss of pace that's hurting Sindre. Yeah, Darren knows that. Exactly as you say, Phil, as long as he keeps it clean, he can just out-drag Sindre as he's gone too deep into that first chicane. He's going to lose him a whole bucket of time, and there we go, that opportunity. He's going to have to chase Darren back down. In the background there, you actually just saw Sarah Dove, who did actually gain nearly a second on these two last time around. So Sarah is closing in on this battle that we're looking at the moment. Oh, another battle I've just noticed is these two teammates. It's the Ferraris. Evan and Knut. Yes, Ferrari's.
I'm glad you picked up on that, Ralph. I was just about to mention it. And Lawrence is in the pits as well, so let's see where he comes out. But yeah, we've got Knut versus Evan down the back straight. We had Christopher Fights making a move on Ronnie, who just had a mistake coming out of the second to last chicane. You've got Adam close behind him now, but yeah, it's that Ferrari battle that's the one to look at right now, I think.
Battle for fourth. Oh, Evan is trying to decide which side to go on his teammate. And at the moment, having to settle for behind us. Soren Krutz, I think, just coming out of the pits. Oh no, Soren Krutz is still in the pits, I beg your pardon. I think Coming out now, yeah. There's that battle, Ronnie Gibbons and Adam Tierney. So this is now the battle for third position between Knut and Evan. So we've had a period where no one was battling anybody, and now we have several battles up and down the field. Lawrence has got Dustin Hickman right on his tail. So,
has Dustin pitted yet?
He has. Everybody has pitted. So this is a genuine battle for the lead. They're now side by side, heading down towards the hairpin. Dustin's going to have the inside line. Lawrence is going to have the inside line. And Dustin's got the beautiful switchback on Lawrence. Then he's just nosed into the lead. Does he have the straight line pace? He does. And Lawrence then is going to have to settle for second. If Lawrence got into the slipstream, he's having a think about it on that final chicane. Thinks better of it though. Dustin Hickman has taken the lead of this race at the end of lap 19.
That's interesting. When I came in, I was assuming that Lawrence was well and clear in the lead. I hadn't realised Dustin must have been setting some blistering lap times. After coming in, he must have come in for a very early stop as well. It was certainly 10 laps ago that he pitted, so that's a completely different strategy, and probably he's probably been running in clean air the entire time, which has given him good stuff. I just didn't realise he was that close enough to make that work, but apparently he was.
Yeah, absolutely. I just looked up and saw the times were close. Now we've got Soren Cruz and Ronnie Gibbons are pretty close together. Soren's has gotten turn 1 and 2 a little bit too deep. That's going to give Ronnie an opportunity to have a crack at him. Darren, Sindre and Gunnar are now fairly close. So Gunnar Niehaus has suddenly appeared in this particular battle. Sarah is not too far behind, although I think he may have had a problem somewhere. So Sindre and Darren are fighting one another. Let's jump back up to this battle here. Lawrence is not letting go of the back of Dustin Hickman. So this battle has not concluded by any stretch.
No, Lawrence will definitely be wanting that win. He's come close in any other disciplines before on iRacing. He'll want this one again for AOR, that is. He'll want to have another chance at it. He won't want another second. He'll be wanting to challenge for the win, as would anyone. It's a silly thing to say, because of course they would.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ronnie Dre. Sorry.
Sindre.
What's Ronnie done?
Oh!
You're in Darren again. Not a surprise. At this point, they're just sort of doing this every lap now.
Yeah,
these guys, they're having a good time.
So
Darren doing a very good job. Now Gunnar, Gunnar's right there. Gunner's going to have the run. He's going to have the move done into the final chicane if Sindre doesn't defend, just because of his cars being so healthy. And there we go, down the inside.
Yeah, so, I mean, Sindre saw it coming. Yeah, Sindre saw him coming and just had to let him go. Oh my goodness me, as Gunnar nearly slammed into the back of Darren Potter. Can Gunnar then get past Darren in these next few corners? Because it does look like, I mean, Gunnar has been reading these guys in. Now switching to the inside for turn 1. And, Sindre trying to get through as well. Cheeky move. Impact between Darren and Sindre then. This is Sindre's opportunity. Can he muscle his way through? Side by side, Gunnar's through. He's pretty much going to run off into the distance. And Sindre has indeed got ahead of Darren Potter. This is an opportunity then for Sindre. Can he manoeuvre his way through these chicanes and get a gap on Darren that Darren can't close down when they get back to that back straight? We will see. Correct there, Stevie, with believing the damage to Sindre's car is just ruining Sindre's top speed. So he's mullered basically on that back straight. Soren Kurtz and Ronnie Gibbons have swapped positions, so Soren is now chasing Ronnie for 7th position. Knut and Evan are still fairly close together. So we have got battles here, there and everywhere. Lawrence is still Lawrence is actually bouncing off the wall of champions and is still challenging for the lead though. So again, looks like we have another situation where Lawrence loses time on that back straight but gains it in the twisty bits.
Apart from there, it's everyone.
Apart from that.
He just went a bit wide. So just because he heard you say that, he thought, no, I'm going to prove it wrong.
Of course. Well, there we go. And Sindre has indeed maintained his position ahead of Darren. So this is definitely the opportunity that Sindre has been trying to get hold of well, pretty much for half the race. So now this is an opportunity for Sindre to try and break away from Darren in that what is now 10th position. Gunnar is now up to 9th as we saw. Sarah Dive has unfortunately fallen off the back of this particular battle. There she is, trying to close down Darren then for 11th. Oh, again, look at the Ferraris. They are very close together. There's less than, just over half a second between the two. No team orders going on here. I think Knut locked up a little bit into that hairpin. Is this an opportunity for Evan, I wonder? As you can see by the nose cam, Knut just his pace from that final corner is just too much for Evan to close down, but Evan's obviously able to stay with him in the corners. So here again we see the difference in setup and how that is being played out.
Yeah, interestingly, Gunner's falling back behind Sindre, so I wonder if Gunner's had a mistake at some point where he's just maybe a corner cut or something, but he's given up a lot of time. Yeah, he sort of backs it out. I'm just looking through the replay now, he backs it out, so yeah, it must have been some kind of penalty at some point. So now he's back behind Sindre, although based on the pace you would expect Gunner not to be stuck behind for very long.
Oh, I thought he was going to have a lunge there at that final chicane, but wisely decides not to, although he didn't get a great run through that last chicane. Sindre actually bounced off the wall again. So Sindre is struggling to keep that car under control. Is he going to have a launch on the inside of turn 1? No. Desires better of that one. He knows he's got the pace, he just needs to deploy it wisely. Soren and Ronnie very, very close together. Soren Krutz is back ahead of Ronnie. Oh, Ronnie's had a trouble. He's kept it out of the wall, but he's now completely gone to the back of Soren. He's going to be in trouble from Sindre and Gunnar at this rate.
I like that, Chris. Ronnie's had a trouble. He's had a trouble.
Just one.
Just one trouble.
Yeah. No, not troubles, plural. Just, as you say, Stevie, that was a very good save there from Ronnie. Gunnar then.
That was great.
Oh, Gunnar getting very close under the rear wing of Sindre again. Oh,
yeah, all he has to do is just keep it close in this hairpin, and then he'll have that move done 100%. He just needs to keep it close, keep it. He doesn't even have to keep it that close, really. He just needs to be whereabouts he is now. Just run it smoothly through the exit of the hairpin, and he'll make it his way back past Sindre. Yeah, he'll be close enough here just to make that move easy, as he did last time.
There he goes then, on board, and out he goes. And you can see Ronnie Gibbons just ahead of him.
Yeah, now he's got Ronnie in his sights. This is perfect. Oh,
someone's in trouble.
No, through
it's Christoph Weitz. It was Weitz.
Yeah.
There's a bit of damage to the front.
Soren to the inside. Oh, the side by side.
Oh, going to be this still side by side, but Christoph hanging on to that one. So what happened to Christoph there, Mr. Phil?
I'll go find out.
Why, thank you, sir.
Resident replay man. Yep, just there. Looks like he just takes too much curb coming through the final part of that chicane. Car gets unsettled, and he doesn't actually quite spin it. He just stops it before he slams into the inside wall, or the pit wall as it is. Just slightly gets going, has a tiny contact with that wall. Oh yeah. If he just got that car turned a little bit tighter coming out of there, he probably would have still been ahead of. He still is ahead of Soren, but he wouldn't have had Soren side by side with him. But yeah, he defended it well actually, considering he was under pressure. Speaking of under pressure, Ronnie Gibbons. And
yes.
Gunnar Niehaus is right there with him, and Sindre. I mean, we know he's quick even with the damaged car. Will he be able to pass Ronnie, who's got a pretty healthy-looking car, it seems? Oh, what's he? Oh, who's that up there? Oh, Soren as well. Good time going off the track there.
I heard.
Oh, Gunnar, he's side by side. Ronnie's going to have a better momentum here, but Gunnar, all he has to do, if he can get in that slipstream, he can possibly come past. I think Ronnie's got a little bit of a. Does look like he's got a little bit of damage on his car, or at least on my end. Yeah, front left is a little bit damaged, so that won't be helping his aero that too much. Oh, he's going to try running outside. Oh, that's so tight. That's so tight.
I mean, well held by Ronnie there.
Yeah, well held by Ronnie. They great driving from both. You have to have respect between both drivers to get that done. And Sindre is now looking to challenge Gunnar of all people. And this is crazy. Going on the inside. Gunnar has to move out of the line. So now Sindre with his broken car is back past Gunnar. But you'd expect that won't. We've seen it already twice. It won't last too long.
You can't. I mean, he's not giving up. Side by side again in the chicanes. Oh, I think Ronnie's at the wall. Oh,
I think he's okay. He's okay, but these two are going side by side. Can Gunnar get it done this time? Sindre's going to hold it around the outside as long as he can, but he's going to have a tight line through Waldo's wobble, as Stephen calls it. And
Waldo's wobble.
Gunner's now on the inside. This will be the move for Gunnar. I would be very surprised if it wasn't. He's going to have such a run yet, and he's already ahead coming into the corner.
Yeah.
And that's the position done for him to nail. So that's good racing between the two of them. Sindre's got so much speed through the corners, though. The guy is just committed through every single one of them.
He hasn't given up at all. That's also impressive to see. That, I mean, it would be very easy just to park the car. It's too damaged, can't be bothered, or what have you. Oh, Soren Krutz!
Soren, yeah, he just got unstable under braking coming into the hairpin, spun him around. So we've got another guy joining in this battle.
Yeah, absolutely. So Gunnar's then going to pull away from Sindre, as we've seen. Ronnie is going to gain on Sindre, as we can now see. Sindre having a think about a defensive line on the inside. He's actually jumped off of that line. Ronnie now gets on the inside line, and he's taken that position from Sindre then. So lots of position to in front of him, but now is the opportunity, and Gunnar has managed to get just over a second gap to what is now Ronnie Gibbons. Let's not forget that we also have a battle here for third position. Oh, between the Ferraris is. Again, having a look at the outside, but not going side by side through the chicane. So close. It's difficult to know which battle to look at.
Yeah, Evans had a better run, so he's going to be side by side coming out into the hairpin between Evan and Knut. Here we go. Side by side. looking at defending. Is he going to try and outside? No, he's going to definitely try and get a better run, although he's gone too deep, so the car's not going to turn as much as you like it. There's not enough turning angle on the car to get it around and under power. So that's going to be position held for Fizz right now.
Soren is now right with Ronnie. Just before I switched to that battle between Knut and Evan, we saw Ronnie get a little bit out of shape, so he's fallen off the back. Well, Sindre has actually got through. Ronnie now has got Soren Krutz for company. These two now heading up to that, or these three heading up to that hairpin, but again, this is where Sindre is going to get absolutely mugged by, well, certainly Ronnie. And he may well drag Soren with him, and Sarah Dove is at the bottom of that shot, so Sarah Dove's not far off this battle either.
Yeah, she'll be hoping for some big battling between these guys up ahead so she can catch. There's not long left. There's probably, what, 1 or 2 laps remaining, so not a lot of time.
There's 3 laps to go.
3 laps to go.
3 laps to go. So Dustin Hickman then continues to lead. He only has a 2.1 second lead over Lawrence de Rijk. Knut Martinsen still holds on to that last podium spot just from his teammate Evan Imre. Adam Tierney completely on his own in 5th position. Haven't seen him for a while. Christoph Weitz in that damaged Sim RC car. Gunnar Nienhaus has sprinted away from the people he was battling with. Sindre is just ahead of Ronnie. Soren has had another problem, and he's now fallen into the clutches of Sarah Dove. Oh, he's pulled over. He's actually allowed Sarah Dove through.
Maybe, yeah, man, I wonder if he's had a corner cut at some point. It seems unlikely that he was... Oh, well, he definitely would have cut the final chicane there by the looks of it, so I wonder if he's just not giving it up quick enough, and he's still having to give it up all the way around the track. And that is the problem with the iRacing corner cut system sometimes. If you don't give it back quick enough, it can become very harsh, especially as you go through the corners. It decides you're actually gaining time, even if it goes slow through them. So it can be a little bit of a tricky one sometimes, but it looks like he's giving it up. But unfortunately, that has given him, or lost him in position to Sarah. Yeah.
So
we got there. The Ferraris is really on track.
Yeah, this Evan, he got a little bit squirrely on that last chicane, so lost him a little bit of time on Knut. Oops, as they bounce off of the wall at turn 5 again. But continue they do. They are the closest battle. Look, Ronnie Gibbons is getting close to Sindre again. And again, that's where Sindre has been losing his time on the... Ronnie is locking up a lot. Probably rocking as well for Rhino. He seems to be locking his brakes a lot, which is not helping his cause. Evan then. Battle for the final podium position. So close to the back of his teammate. Again, I mean, look at the inside at that last turn. He had to brake hard to avoid an impact. And that's going to lose him time on the exit of that turn, and Knut maintains that position for the moment. So, final lap is about to start for this man, Dustin Hickman. And that man just behind him, Lawrence de Rijk.
Well, it says race over, actually. This is the final lap.
Oh, it is the final lap. Yes, it should be, but I think the checker flag is out. Indeed, well, I think Dustin probably hopes so, because he's actually grinding to a hole. So, yeah, it actually says lap... yeah, my overlay's gone slightly wonky there. It says we've just started lap 30 of 30, but no, Dustin has actually come across the line and taken that. He's taken the win. Lawrence de Rijk was second. Eventually, Knut Martinsen just holds off Evan Imre for third. Adam Tierney has crossed the line for 5th position. He's very battered, Pink Panther. Christoph Weitz comes across the line just ahead of Gunnar Nienhaus in at 6th position. Sindre is going to hold off Ronnie Gibbons in that. Considering how battered his car is, he's done a brilliant job there in 8th position. Ronnie Gibbons 9. Sarah Dove takes that 10th position. That's Alec Hudson just ahead. Soren Krutz, with all the trouble he's had, limps across the line in 11th. Darren Potter, some brilliant battles for him. He comes across the line in 12th. And that concludes the race. Goodness me.
There's a whole lot going on there, wasn't there?
Just a tad. More for you, because you had internet trouble as well.
Well, I got to play the dinosaur game, so I'm pretty happy with that, actually.
So that is it for this round. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us throughout. And, wow, just catching my breath after all that. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you right here for more AOR action. Thank you very much, and good night.
Goodbye.